love, and fear. Love and fear. On last week, we talked about love. We talked about love on last week. And I said before, love is kind, love is patient. Of course, love does not exalt itself. Love is the most powerful element in the universe. We talked about love. I'm telling you, love is so potent. It is so pure. It's not puffed up. It's not vain. It does not glorify itself. Love stands alone. Love is strong. Love is penetrating. Love casts out fear. We're going to talk about that on tonight, because so many times we get stuck when it comes to love. Why? Because of brokenness, because we've been wounded, because we've been betrayed, we've been disappointed, we've been deceived. There's been so much that has happened that have caused us to be stagnated, and we not really want to give love freely. But love is just so free flowing, guys. You cannot help who you love. Love just is. Love is, it goes before you, and I'm telling you, I am so fascinated with it. I'm captivated by it, because let me tell you something about it. It covers all. It heals. It delivers. It makes you whole. No matter how many times you've been broken, if you will allow yourself to love, you would feel that free flow in your spirit. You would feel powerful and strong. You would be determined now to stand strong. You're not going to let the brokenness, the unpacked baggage. Go check out my YouTube channel. You'll see it there. This will be on YouTube as well. So those of you that watch it on YouTube, okay, you'll see all of what we're talking about. But the baggage that we carry with us, we're going to deal with that love, because love goes back way deep, from generation to generation. And the way you are, how you are, what you've experienced in your past, what you've gone through, it all has to deal with who you are today. Yeah. And who you are today teaches you how to love. If you first have self-love, we have to start there. You have to start with yourself. You have to love you, all of you, every part of you, even the you that you look in the mirror and you see some things that you really don't like physically. You have to love you deep down within. You have to love you beneath the skin. You have to love all of the frailties, all of the faults. You have to be able to love you, all of you, the whole you. It deserves to be loved too. Your brokenness, your bitterness, your hurt, your pain, it deserves to be loved too. So stop looking in the mirror at you and you just keep seeing the reflection of who you're not. Why don't you look deeper than that? I'm telling you, it's an exercise that you can do. I've tried it. When you look in the mirror and you stare at yourself for a very long time and you keep looking at yourself, let me tell you, it works. If you stay there for a long time and stare at yourself, long, deep, and hard in the mirror, your eyes are the window to your soul. So when you look past your skin and you look down deep within, now you may cry, you may pour out, there may be a whole lot that may come out of you. It's good. That's cleansing. Let that pour out. Get all of that out of you, and then go beyond that and see the real you. Not the you that people said you are. Not the you that you believe on the surface that you are. Not the you. I don't care how beautiful you are. I don't care how attractive. I don't care how well dressed, how well spoken, how well fit you are. If you don't love the you beyond all of that, what? You're a silhouette. That's all you are. So you have to look past that. You have to look past who cares who left, who cares who stayed, who cares who broke your heart, it doesn't matter if someone moved on. love you and all of you, the total of you. Love covers it all. Love casts out fear. Many times we get stuck because when we get in these situations, in these hard pressed places, and we feel that our back is up against the wall, or we go through the channels in life, and then we get to a station where we get stuck, and somebody has rejected us, or somebody has told us that they don't love us, or somebody refused to love us the way that we deserve to be loved. You gave your love is hard and strong, and you did your best. You stuck to it. You gave it your all. You put your all into it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm talking from a lot of different areas in my life, because I told you all, those of you all that have been following me and have been with me, you know that I was married. I was a teen mom. I was a teen mom and a teen wife. And so I remember a time in my life when I said, you know what? Now, what did I really know at that time? I didn't know anything. I didn't know, what I know now. I'm 50 now. It's a lot different now. But back then when I was a teen, I remember saying, oh my gosh, I'll never give anybody that much of me. Again, I'll never give all of me to anyone. Again, I'll never love this way again, because, it hurt. It wounded me. It left me stuck. I was at a place where I was stagnated, and I didn't want to move forward, because I felt like moving forward and feeling what I felt is just so painful, and then I felt like, how I gave so much, and then got so little in return. So we go through that, and we start rehearsing that over and over. And guess what happens when we do that? We repeat that cycle. We repeat the cycle because our words frame our world. And when we say we won't love anymore, guess what happens? We don't. When we say that we don't want to go through, and we're not going to put up, and we're not going to do this, and we're not going to do that, we don't. So the next thing happens is that the next person that comes in your life that may be deserving, that may love you, all of you, in your frailties, in your brokenness, in your weakness, in your pain, and all of the bitterness and all of the brokenness from your past, we put up a fence, we put up a wall, we put our guards up. We're like, oh no, I'm not giving you all of me, not this time. So the person that is really there to love you through all of that, that are prepared to deal with it, that are mature to handle it, we miss it. We miss it because the last joker, whoever that may be, male or female, wounded you so deeply that you refuse to let anybody in. And what happens is you go through life and you feel that pain, and you're guarded. You're guarded. And so you're going to keep repeating the same cycle. You're going to keep staying stuck if you don't begin to heal. So we're going to have to heal. We got to heal to move forward. That's why I say you can't jump from relationship to relationship. And a lot of times that's where we miss it. We go in and out. We're bruised, we're broken, and we don't heal, and we go into the next relationship, and it happens again. Why it happens? I said it before. Because if you're not healed and you're not whole, okay, you don't have the substance, you don't have the foundation that it would take to be sustained through any relationship. Because if you have all these holes in you, there's stuff that's oozing out of you. And as stuff is oozing out of you, there's stuff that's oozing in. So it's so easily to be affected. It's so easily to be broken and wounded again, and to have all of that coming into your body, into your pores, you're inhaling all of those toxins. That soul tide is there. You have not broken away from the last one because you're right up into the next. Let's give ourselves time. Let's take time with this. Hi, Michelle. Let's take time with this. Let's walk through this. And when you walk through it and you begin to look at yourself and deal with you totally and see you from every angle, that's why I say you have to go through a process of dating yourself for a season, getting to know you, getting to know what makes you tick, getting to know what really, gets under your skin, getting to know what your trigger points are, getting to know what you can tolerate. What do you celebrate? How much do you appreciate all of that? You have to date yourself. And then when you get to a place where you just know, all of what you are, all of who you are, rather, and all of what you do and what you have to offer, and you're good with that, you're at a good place. I'm going to tell you when you're at a good place. You're at a good place when you're no longer thirsty. You're no longer desperate. You don't care if you're not in a relationship. You don't care if you're not going out. You're not sitting down waiting for a phone call on a Friday night, or waiting for somebody to pass by and pick you up, or just trying to go out just to get out so you can see. Now, I'm not saying it's anything wrong with that, but I'm saying you're not at a place where you're desperately seeking that. And when you get to that place, you're in a good place. You're in a place where you're ready to kind of like understand what your worth is, who you are, what you have to offer, and you're not settling. You're not settling. You're not waiting. You're not waiting on the wrong person to show up in your life to repeat that same cycle. No, you're going to be wiser. You're going to be stronger. Learn from your past experiences and know to do better. When you know better, don't we do better when we know better? Absolutely. So that's what we want to do. And listen, we want to talk about the love and fear, because fear is it would come against us, and I'm gonna tell you, it will put these walls up all around you. Fear will isolate you. Fear will say things like, you know what, like I was saying years ago, that I'll never do this again, I'll never love again. And I'm gonna tell you, as many times as I've gone through some bad relationships, guys, I've gone through some really ruptured relationships. As many times as I have, do you know I still say that I am going to love? Do you know I still say that no one is going to stop me from loving if that's what I want to do? I just know that I have to be able to give that away to the right person, and give that away to someone that I know that is of my suitable standard. So we talked about suitable companionship as well. You have to be able to identify that and understand that, and to know where you are, to know what place you're in. So fear would keep you stuck. Fear would say, don't go there again. Don't do that again. Don't love again. Don't trust again. And how could you have a healthy relationship if you don't have trust? If you don't have any trust in it? And I'm going to tell you, betrayal is, oh my gosh, there's nothing like betrayal and deception. I've experienced it. It is not a good thing. It's horrible. It will make you question your judgment. It will make you wonder, like, what is it in you? What are you made of? Do you really discern? When you go through betrayal and deception, it'll have you replaying that thing in your head, because you will wonder how you didn't see this coming. I've been there. I've experienced that. It would keep you in such a low place. But you have to understand that where you are, you won't always be. And what you've gone through was good for you. You know why it was good for you? Because you're stronger, you're wiser, you're better. You're able to spot it from a mile away. That thing that's deep down on the inside that gave you that signal, that told you what was going on, but you kept questioning and you kept second guessing, and you was like, okay, and then you bought the lies. You bought the lies. You got tired of hearing it till you got numb. You were like, okay, all right. You just went with it. Why? Why? Because you were in love. Sometimes love is blind. Sometimes love is blind. When you're not in tune totally with all of you, and understanding, walking in wisdom, and really just realizing what really is before you. Stop second guessing, stop questioning, stop doubting. Just go with the gut instinct. Go with that gut feeling in you. You don't need confirmation after confirmation after confirmation to let you know what's the real deal. Just go with the gut instinct in you, and eventually it's going to manifest. It's going to show itself. You're going to know. Let's stop holding on to situations too long. That's why we're so fearful. It's not, listen, I said before, and I don't take credit for this because I've heard someone say this. I've heard someone say the first time you're the victim, the second time you volunteered. And that's what happens, because when we stay in situations, okay, we realize, hey, okay, we didn't see this coming. We weren't ready for this. We weren't prepared for this. But okay, we either accept it, we can forgive and move forward. But when we hold on and we understand who we are and what we're worth and whose we are, and we stay there anyway and we accept it, you've just volunteered. You've just signed up for it. You don't have to continue to stay there. You can move forward. You can let go. Yes, you can. You can move on. But when you stay there, you stay stuck. And we don't want to stay stuck. I keep saying that over and over because so many times we stay in situations for so long, and then guess what happens? It grows. It has that snowball effect. It started off right here. You questioned it. You thought about it. You wondered about it. And you were told whatever you were told. You accepted it. You settled. You compromised. And then you stayed. And when you keep staying and you stay long, it grows. It grows. It's like a fungus. It's like a cancer. It grows because you saw it. It was there so long. You didn't treat it. You tried to ignore it. And it grew. So you have to confront these things. Don't let love keep you to a place, well, I'm not going to say love, I mean fear, rather. Fear. Don't let fear keep you to a place where you just decide that, what I said before, that you're just going to allow someone to take your power, to take control of your life. Whatever they did to keep you bound, that has hindered you from moving forward, don't allow that person, whoever that might be, whatever was done, to keep you to a place where you no longer want to love. That fear settles in, and then we start talking ourselves out of love. We start telling ourselves how, oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, I'm too old for that. Oh, I'm so past that now. You know, I'm not looking for that. So we now the things that we desire, the things that we once wanted in our life, we no longer want now. Because why? Because of some person that has came into our lives, that has shaken some things up, that has broken our heart, that has caused us to be stuck and caused us not to move forward. Now that person has the power and the control, because your decisions now are based on what happened or what that person has done. And that's the fear that sets in. The fear that stops you from going forward. The fear that you heard as a little bitty girl growing up, or a young man growing up, how relationships are. The fear that keeps you stuck because you saw how your parents were, or how somebody that you were close to, how did they end up. The fear that keeps you stuck, that stops you from moving forward because you don't want to be by yourself. You don't want to be alone. So we get all this fear that are funneled and channeled in our mind that keeps us bound. We have to overcome all of that. The fear of overcoming those childhood traumas, dealing with that. And we're going to talk about that woman to woman. We're going to talk about that. We're going to deal with that woman to woman, because there's so much to that. There's so much that goes on with that. But can we cast out fear? Can we cast out fear with love? Can we silence the mouth of fear? The negativity that's replaying over and over in your mind, that's telling you what you can't have, what you can't do, what you can't accomplish, who you cannot be. Can we silence the mouth of fear for once and do all that we want to do and be all who we're supposed to be, who we are destined to be, to love through every broken part of what we've gone through? I'm telling you, when you look in the face of fear and you tell fear, you know what? You're not going to make me doubt. You're not going to make my heart harden. You're not going to make me just feel like I'm in bondage. You're not going to make me stagnant. You're not going to stop me from loving. Not anymore. I refuse. I refuse. So I do the opposite of whatever is holding you, whatever is keeping you stuck. Do the opposite of that. Do the opposite of that. If whatever it is, if you feel that you cannot move forward for whatever given reason, for any situation you've been in, say, oh, you know what? I'm not going to stay stuck. I'm not going to let you keep me bound. So I'm going to show you that I am going to move forward. I'm going to show you that I will overcome this, that I can achieve this. Sometimes we're so fearful, and I'm telling you, we would stay in relationships too long because we're so afraid of being on our own. We think that we can't make it without that person. We think that we cannot do better without them. We sometimes we stay, even, and it's so saddened to say, but even in some broken, battered relationships where we're being abused, and we think, because I know a person that did that as well, that stayed there because they thought that they could not move on. They didn't know how they were going to make it. And so they stayed in an abusive relationship because they didn't know how to be, how to be able to make it and deal with it on their own. So let's just be able to move past fear, because let me tell you, love is patient. Love is kind. Love is gentle. Love is not abuse, and abuse is not love. You cannot stay in a relationship and think that you're in love and you're not living, and your whole life is centered around that person, whoever it is, and there are boundaries and limitations and restrictions that have totally choked hold you. You're smothering. You can't even breathe, but you're thinking that's what it's supposed to be, because that's all of what you know. You know why? Because you're so fearful of moving forward and letting go. Now, we're dealing with it on all levels, wherever you are. If it fits for you there, deal with it, okay? If it's something that you know that you need to take a look at it. A lot of times when we're there, it's because inwardly, digging down deep within, we haven't done that. We haven't dig deep within. We haven't been reevaluating us and looking at us in the mirror and understanding who we are, whose we are, loving us through it. Because when you love you, all of you, you understand that no one can keep you bound, that you will not stay stagnant, that you will not continue to be in a situation that is not conducive for you. You will not stay where you are. So don't let fear get a chokehold on you and keep you in a place isolated where you're not living freely and you're not loving. Love is a beautiful thing. No one has the right to take it away from you. No one has the right to stop you from loving. I don't care how many times you've been through it. Doesn't matter. Love them all through it. Love yourself enough to leave it. If it's not healthy for you, if it's toxic, if you're in these toxic relationships, you know you're smothering, you know you're choking, you know it's wearing you out. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your mind. You're in a state of depression. You're going down. What good is that? Is that really love? Is that really love? Don't mix it up. We talk about unconditional love, but let me tell you, Jesus the Christ is the only one that can give unconditional love. Mankind cannot give that. We cannot give unconditional love. I'm sorry, but it's based on conditions. We say that because it's a wonderful thing to say. Of course, we love our children. We will do whatever we can for them. We will give our all to them. It doesn't matter what our children do. We still going to love them. But when it comes to male and female relationships, it's a different type of thing. You're not going to let anybody take your son. You're not going to let anybody hurt your children, right? No. So it's based on conditions. What happens when they do? You still love them, but do you still stay? Okay? So let's deal with the whole truth. Don't stay stuck. Don't be so fearful that you remain in a place that is not conducive for you. Don't stay in the place where you know that you are so broken and you're depressed, you're gaining weight, you're losing weight, all of that. But you're staying there. That's fear. And that is fear. I remember when I first was leaving and I got my divorce, and I had somebody tell me that I am a woman of God, that I should have more faith, and I should stay. Oh my gosh. People don't know what they say because you know not what to say. Because first of all, if you don't know a person's situation, how dare you tell them to stay? I could have been getting my head knocked off, and I'm supposed to have faith to stay there. Come on, please, wise up, people. But we say things. I didn't need faith. I didn't need faith to stay. I needed faith to leave. You understand? Sometimes we tell people things and we don't know what they're faced with. We don't know what condition they're in. We don't know what's going on in their lives. And we put on the church face. We give them the church talk. We tell them to stay and pray. We tell them, to have that unconditional love. But love doesn't hurt. We say that love hurts. It really doesn't. I understand tough love. When we give tough love, yeah, that can be a bit hard, a bit harsh, but it's for the betterment of the person. But love is patient. Love is long-suffering. Love is gentle. Love is kind. Love does not exalt itself. Love is not puffed up. I'm telling you, if you have a person where you have to dummy yourself down just so they can feel like they're the man or they're the woman or they're the one, that's not love. It's not. If you feel that you can express yourself freely, to share what it is that's on your heart, to be true and real to that person, but you have to walk on eggshells because you cannot be open because you don't know that they may crack any moment. No, that's not love. That's not love. If you feel that you cannot breathe, you cannot move, you cannot live without that person being on your heels because they're watching every move you make and every step you take, they have to be informed, there's some problems. It doesn't mean that you're not lovable. It doesn't mean that you're not loving. It just means that there are some deeper problems. And the problem may not be with you. It may be the one that is intimidated, the one that has caused you to be stagnant, the one that has caused you to be in that chokehold, that's stopping you from having being all of who you're supposed to be. The full potential of all of who you are. That's not love. That isn't. I'm going to say it again. Love is not abuse, and abuse is not love. Stop walking in fear. Stop operating in fear. Cast it down. Cast down imagination. Cast down anything that will cause you not to be at your full potential, at your best. Love will bring you to some high places. Love will keep you. Love would make room for you. When you really love somebody, you don't have to chase them. You don't have to talk to them over and over about spending time with you. You don't have to try to tell them all of the things that you want, because they can see what you're into. They know what you want to do. They have interest in the things that you're interested in. They want to make time to be with you, to be there with you, not only with you, but those that you're connected to. If you are in a relationship with a man or a woman and they don't accept your children, they don't love your children, they don't want your children, then how can they really accept you and love you totally? Because you're one. Your children are from you. So it concerns me when you will be in a relationship and you love so hard and so deep, and that you feel that you have to isolate your children and keep your children out of sight because that person may not accept them. That's not love. That's not love. We have to understand what love is. Love alone needs no defense. Love alone does not need any help. Love is pure. It is. And fear is the total opposite of that. Fear comes with manipulation. Fear comes with control. Fear brings about intimidation. That's what fear does. Fear keeps you bound. Fear tells you what you cannot do, what you cannot have. Tells you what you'll never become. That's fear. And you have to understand the difference. A lot of times when we go back in our childhood, we think about all of the stuff that scared us, that frightened us, the things that were told to us, the stories that were told to us that kept us, not wanting to go in that direction or not wanting to move forward. That's fear that kept us locked and isolated. And that thing has been replayed and rehearsed in our mind. And now that we're a grown woman or a grown man, we reflect on that because somebody taught us how to be fearful, taught us what to be afraid of. But you have to break those limitations. You have to break those boundaries. You have to jump over those hurdles and cross over those barriers. And you have to say, you know what? All of who I am and all of who I am supposed to be, I owe it all to the one that has created me. And the one that has created me says that I can. The one that has created me taught me how to love me inside and out. Doesn't matter what the outside looks like, the inside, I'm going to love it. And I'm going to love all of what I see in me. And all of what I see in me, if I begin to love me from within, it's going to overflow and I'm going to love me from without. So listen, guys, we're talking about love and fear on tonight. This is Matters of the Heart. For those of you that are coming on, you can go back and press the replay. You'll be able to hear all of our heart talk subjects. If you follow me right there on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel. You can type in Mary J. I was going to say Ministries, but Mary J. Enterprises or Mary J. Heart Talk, or any of our subjects: fear, love, brokenness, ruptured relationship, wounded worshipers, unpacked baggage, intercourse, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of it's there. We're going to have our woman-to-woman talk because, ladies, I want us to talk about fear too. I want us to talk about all of the stuff that are really hidden in the crevices of our hearts that we don't really talk about. We're going to talk about that woman to woman. We're going to talk about how we deal with each other because of fear too. We deal with each other in a different way just because of intimidation and fear. Yes, and it keeps us bound. It stops us from moving forward and being all who we were created to be. Okay? I hope you've been intrigued on tonight with Matters of the Heart. This is our moment for our heart talk. I want to connect with you ladies, those of you that will be sharing for our Women of Treasure Conference 2018. Get with me. We're going to have our meeting, as I said before. We're going to meet on this Friday about this time, 10 o'clock p.m. I think it's a good time to meet. 7 o'clock, we're still in the mix of getting family or doing things with friends or having our own little Friday night evening, whatever. Let's get around 10 o'clock and we're going to come on and have our meeting, okay? Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all of your encouragement and staying connected with us on Matters of the Heart as well. All right. Hope to see you guys on next week. Gel with your girl. Don't forget to follow me to Real Talk with Mary J on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. go like my Real Talk page with Mary J, Real Talk with Mary J, and follow me on Women of Treasure. And listen, go to Instagram. Connect with us there on Instagram for Real Talk with Mary J and our Mary J Movie Club. For those of you that want to come and join with us, we have a lot of fun. You'll be glad that you did. All right. I love you all. Look forward to connecting with you all on next week. Go right here. You can press right there. See our shows. All of the episodes will be right there waiting for you. All right. See you on next week.